Your WCIA 3 forecast first.
Areas of rain and thunderstorms across the area this afternoon. Still some lingering showers. We had some severe weather, but all of that has cleared. We're done with the severe weather, but we're not done with the rain. You can still see it raining pretty good down near Effingham over to Casey along I-70 there. These showers continuing to push off here to the east. Temperatures have cooled down considerably from what they were. We're back down into the 60s. Look at Chicago at 53 degrees right now. Again, another round of rain is possible, but we're not worried about severe weather. We've got to talk about a really nice weekend forecast, but a cool one. We'll have that coming up. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now from WCIA 3 News.
Details emerging in connection to a deadly officer-involved shooting. A look at the scene and what the state's attorney is now saying. And a man accused of vandalizing Officer Oberheim's car, what he is charged with.
And there's a new concern for Illinois drivers. What you need to know about the bridges you may be driving over and who's responsible for fixing them.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 6.
Well, we are now learning more information about the shooting that left 2 men dead, including a Champaign police officer. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm McLeod Hageman. Jessica has the night off.
And I'm Jennifer Roscoe. Last Wednesday, Officer Chris Oberheim was shot and killed. State police released the body camera video today showing what happened that morning. We want to be sensitive to our audience and those who are grieving. We have carefully edited the video to remove the most graphic material. WCIA 3's Jamie Mays is with us. Jamie, we watched the video together, and it is incredibly difficult to see.
It was, Jennifer, but it's essential evidence to explain what happened. I talked to the Champaign County State's attorney who described that tragic morning. A struggle outside an apartment complex ended in 2 men losing their lives. One of them was a Champaign police officer. Officers Krill and Oberheim responded to a domestic disturbance. They saw a man leave the apartment and get into a car. That man was Darian Lafayette. The officers approached him.
What's up, man? Champaign Police, how are you?
For officer safety purposes as well, they certainly can initiate contact with somebody who's in the area when they're in the middle of an investigation.
It took about 7.5 seconds from the time the officers first spoke to Lafayette to the time he came out of the car with a gun.
Stop. So it's a very fast moving event that's occurring at that point. During all of that time, when they approach the vehicle and when they initiate contact and even until the initial shots are fired, neither Officer Oberheim or Officer Kriel have unholstered their weapons.
Officer Oberheim's gun never left his holster.
He never is able to unholster, and Officer Kriel does not take his weapon out until after he actually was shot, and then is able to get himself up and assess the situation, see Lafayette standing over Officer Oberheim, and then draw his weapon and take a very appropriate action.
The Champaign County State's attorney says Officer Jeffrey Krill's use of deadly force was legally justified and appropriate. Officer Oberheim, Officer Krill, and Darian Lafayette were each shot 3 times. Lafayette died at the scene, and Officer Oberheim died at the hospital. Illinois State Police are still investigating. Back to you.
All right, Jamie, thank you. The city of Champaign responded to the video release, saying the tragedy that unfolded during the early morning of May 19th that claimed the life of police officer Chris Oberheim has shaken our city organization and community and caused many to reflect on the dangers that all law enforcement officers face daily. We continue to grieve with the Oberheim family and the men and women of the Champaign Police Department who lost a husband, father, colleague, and friend. Now here's an update. The man accused of vandalizing Officer Oberheim's squad car has been charged. 31-year-old Alonzo Miller is charged with criminal defacement of a police memorial. Police say he used a marker to scribble on the car. That cruiser was sitting outside the police department in honor of Officer Oberheim.
And on Monday, we told you how hundreds of people put up flags for Officer Oberheim's procession, and today they were back to take those down. WCIA 3's Bryce Beeman joins us live from Monticello. Now, Bryce, it was a rainy day. Did that stop people from showing up?
That's right. It was a rainy day, but it didn't stop people from picking up flags. And the people actually told me that it was worth it to pick up the flags just to help out, and that it didn't faze them. But people picked up around 1,000 flags. There were also around 200 flags in Decatur that were picked up yesterday. The flags were put up on Monday for Officer Oberheim's visitation and funeral. He was laid to rest in a cemetery in Monticello yesterday. The Flagman mission provides the flags. They said they have to move on to their next mission, but the loss is still felt here in central Illinois. In Monticello, I'm Bryce Beeman, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
All right, Bryce, thank you so very much there. Well, the Danville Fire Department needs a new building for training. The fire chief says the training tower is a spot to teach firefighters different skills they need for work. Their current building is about 50 years old. The engineer who inspected the tower says the 3rd and 4th levels can't be used because of its condition. Instead of using the tower, the chief says they've been using vacant buildings to train.
You take a small house that's not in very good shape anyway, and one shift comes in and does some training like that in that house. Well, now they've tore it up enough that the other 2 shifts won't necessarily be able to use that same structure, so it limits us a lot.
The department is trying to find out whether it's more cost-efficient to make repairs to their current tower or build a new one.
Here's some new details. An Effingham County man was found guilty on murder charges. 37-year-old Christopher Glass was also convicted of concealing a homicide and battery. Police arrested him and Aaron Kaiser after 29-year-old Kimberly Mattingly's body was found in April last year. Investigators found her remains buried in rural Beecher City. She had been shot to death. An Urbana murder suspect was in court after he was on the run for nearly 3 years. Keith Campbell was accused of murder in 2018. 27-year-old Martez Taylor's remains were found outside of a party at Florida and Curtis. U.S. Marshals arrested Campbell 2 weeks ago in Cook County.
Well, the man who drowned in a Springfield pond has been identified. 23-year-old Jonas Ravel's body was found at Lake Victoria Park last night. Witnesses told police they saw the man take off his clothes before disappearing into the water. A dive team was brought in to recover his body. He was pronounced dead at the hospital. Well, there is an increase in the number of reported online child exploitation cases. The director of the Illinois State Police, Brendan Kelly, joined the Attorney General to highlight those concerns. Those 2 agencies are part of a task force aimed at investigating and preventing online cases. The number of cases for the task force has jumped 16% just this year.
Could include someone asking you to be their boyfriend or girlfriend online. We don't suggest that children under the age of 18 have online boyfriends or girlfriends. Someone asking them to create a new account, possibly on a messaging app, that would be a red flag.
Experts say parents should keep regular communication with their kids about what they are doing online. They're encouraging kids to only talk to people they know.
It's been more than 2 weeks since a train derailment shut down a portion of Champaign County. What's open and what's closed.
Also tonight,
there may be millions of dollars in aid that is ready to be distributed.
many people needed help paying their rent or heating bills this past year. Which community had the money but had trouble spending that?
Okay, now I feel like Mother Nature's just playing with us. So super hot, unseasonably hot, and now
90 to 44.
It's like a roller coaster.
Yeah, that's all we do around here. It's all. I feel like it's all we ever talk about.
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and recap what we had today with the temperatures. The high of 84.61 degrees. Here's the thing. We are going to see showers continue, but those cooler temperatures, yeah, we'll talk about how cool they get for the weekend coming up.